All right. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody having a great day so far. What is up, everybody? Thank y'all for hopping in here. We already got like 9 people in, so this is always fun. It's always fun doing these lives because what excites me about these things is seeing where this takes us. I will be going for about an hour. We'll do an hour and a half. As y'all hop in here, feel free to ask questions. Okay, I will be presenting a bit. I will present for a while, and then from there, y'all can ask questions. Feel free to ask questions as I'm talking. Like I said, I will be giving y'all time to ask questions. I will be presenting. So all of y'all have probably seen me on a live at some point or another. So I know that y'all know kind of how I do these things. So also, real quick, everybody, I want to know where y'all are watching this from. Okay. I want to know where y'all are watching this from because I want to know if I've been there before. Independent adjusting has taken me all around the United States and Canada. So I've been working a lot of places. So if you're watching this, comment where you're watching this from. You don't have to say like your neighborhood, but let me know what city and state. Charlotte, North Carolina. I've definitely worked North Carolina claims before. 2 people from Charlotte, North Carolina. DC, I have worked out of DC before. Phoenix, Arizona. My brother lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and my niece and my nephews and all that. My sister-in-law, they work in Phoenix, Arizona. I was at the Biltmore resort in Phoenix, Arizona this year for a wedding. DC, I know what U Street and all that. Chinatown. What's Chinatown? Mount Vernon. Yeah. Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm trying to think if I know anything about Charlotte. I don't know enough about Charlotte. Augusta, Georgia. There's some nice folks out there in Georgia. Appreciate everybody hopping on here. I do want to make this an interactive journey, an interactive experience, but I need y'all's help, right? So as we go through the webinar tonight, I do want to make sure that, one, I'm answering y'all's questions, but 2, that we're both getting something out of this, right? So so let me tell y'all something real quick. I had a completely different webinar set up for tonight, but my apartment flooded. Yesterday, and my computer got damaged, and everything got a little messed up. So I'm kind of like changing directions a bit, but it's all good. We're gonna learn something tonight, and the main thing is what we're gonna learn is how to dominate independent adjusting in 2024. So we're about 3.5 minutes in. First thing I want to know from everybody, who here is an adjuster already? Okay, if you already have your license, let me know. Just by a show of hands, just put a little emoji for the hand raise sign. If you're already a licensed adjuster, if you're not, let me know that as well. If you're not a licensed adjuster, I'm trying to think. Put a stop sign up. I want to know who is a licensed adjuster, and I want to know who is not. So if you are a licensed adjuster, raise your hand. If you're not a licensed adjuster, put a stop sign up. Okay, that's going to help me understand where everybody's watching from. Hand pink waving. 1 week newly licensed. That's what's up. That's awesome. So we got a bunch of people who are already licensed. How many people are working? Is anybody already working? Is anybody already deployed or have been deployed before? That's also what I want to know as well, because it's going to help me know how to teach y'all tonight. Okay, because we got all kind of people on this live. Mr. Campbell is not licensed yet. Seth is not licensed yet. Z-Boy, you'll be licensed here in a second. You already took your stuff, right? So you already took your licensing test. We're just waiting now, right? Not deployed, not working. Okay, so David, where's David at? David, you're in Charlotte, not working yet. Keisha not working yet. Yes, Derek Derek, all right. So Derek, I know you, so I know you're licensed, but you're not answering the question right. If you're licensed, raise your hand. If you're not licensed, put a stop sign. Okay. And let me know if you're working or not working yet. Okay. So we have a nice mix of people who are either not licensed or we're not working. Callie, go ahead. Callie has been on deployment for like a year. Callie, how long you been on this deployment? Because I feel like you've been on this deployment for like 13 months by my count, but maybe my count is wrong. Callie's one of my students, y'all. She is one of my students. She's been doing amazing. Got to talk to Callie a lot doing mentorship. 13 months. See, I know. Callie, look, it's your boy. I know what y'all got going on. All right. I try to keep up with all y'all. So yeah, Callie's one of my students, and she's been doing great. She's been doing amazing. Callie, I'm so happy and excited for you. I'm really happy for you. One thing, and we're going to get into the webinar here in a bit, y'all. We're just talking. I'm just doing some introductions right now. One thing that I try to emphasize to my students and my mentees as I'm working with them is that we have to take care of our money. Mitzi, what's going on? You're going to be deployed here in a bit. We have to take care of our money. All right. I emphasize, oh man, I should have got a paper towel or something. I emphasize flexibility, right? I talk about this all the time with y'all, the flexibility of insurance adjusting. But if you're not handling your money correctly, you're never going to be flexible in this business. All right. Raise y'all's hand if y'all want me to talk about that. Does anybody want me to talk about finances of insurance adjusting tonight? If y'all do, let me know, and I'll write it down in my notes now, and I'll bring it up later on in the call, in the webinar. Do you all want me to explain the financial part of independent adjusting? Just raise your hand if you want me to do it. If not, say stop. Okay. We got 1, we got 2, 3. We got 19 people watching. If you want me to talk about the finances of independent adjusting, let me know. This is going to be about. This also is a major part. This is a major part of how we can remain flexible in this business. All right. And I'm going to go into detail on that. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is finances. I'm just going to do a quick poll, and it's going to help me. It's going to help guide me on what I need to teach y'all tonight. For those of y'all who are just getting in, y'all, my house flooded yesterday. My computer got soaking wet. I had a whole presentation set up for y'all. So the last 24 hours have been kind of crazy. I had a storm come in, just blew in and tore up my house and broke a bunch of stuff. So I'm like doing things a little different. Okay. So we got a lot of people who want to learn about finances. Okay. So who wants to learn about networking? Anybody want to learn about networking? We talked about this earlier on a live on TikTok today. If you were on my TikTok live this morning, y'all already saw me kind of cover a bit of this, but we were talking about hard skills like exactness, ability, all your certifications, your licenses, and file notes. But then we also have soft skills that we can learn that can put us ahead on the networking path, right? If y'all want to learn about networking, raise your hand and I'll go ahead and put it on there. So we're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about networking. I want this call tonight to be things that we don't normally hear. Okay. We all know how much the salary range is. We all know how much we got to pay for our licensing, what we got to do for all these things. But how do we do the kind of hidden things about how we build out a career? All right. So that's finances and networking. So next thing, let's go into, we're going to cover 3 topics. All right. So I'm going to give y'all 20 minutes on each topic. So last but not least, I think this is a good one for y'all, is strategy. Okay. Who wants to know about strategy? If you want to know about strategy, raise your hand. All right. If you want to know about career strategy, and I'm not talking about the next 6 months, I'm talking about the next 2 to 4 years. Who wants to know how to build out their career for the next 2 to 4 years? If you would raise your hand, it's going to help me out. It's going to help me help y'all. Okay. If you want to know about career strategy, okay, let me know. Raise your hand. I wrote it down. So we got 3 things we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about finances tonight. We're going to talk about networking, and we're going to be talking career strategy. Now, with that being said, everybody, these are three things that I do not teach publicly. Okay. Finances I normally teach to my mentorship. My mentees pay thousands of dollars for that. Networking, I usually brush past networking. I'm gonna give y'all some secrets of networking tonight, and also on career strategy. Again, this is what my mentees pay thousands of dollars for. So, with that being said, before we get into this, y'all, this is what I need from y'all. If I'm gonna give y'all this, y'all need to give me something. Okay. And so, what I want from y'all is one, for y'all to pay attention, and two, I need everybody that's on this live call, this webinar tonight. I need good questions. Okay. We're not going to be talking about how you get licensed. We're not going to talk about how you get certified. We're not going to talk about any of the basic stuff y'all ask on a day-to-day basis on IG, TikTok, emails, and Twitter. Okay. Wherever you got this from me from, wherever you got this link from, we're not talking about basic stuff tonight. Okay. We're going to be talking about things that can progress our career forward. All right. So I'm going to give financial, give y'all a better financial understanding of how we do this independent adjusting thing, networking, and career strategy. Y'all got to pay attention. Let's participate, and let's get some good questions. All right. Be like, before you ask a question tonight, I want you to think. Okay. I answer basic questions all day, every day, even for a lot of y'all that's watching, because I've talked to a lot of y'all. But y'all just put some effort into your questions so we can get the most out of our time. Okay. I have allotted the next 2 hours. If you can't stay 2 hours, that's fine. This is going to be recorded. Okay. This is an unlisted call. Well, it might be public. I don't know. But either way, let's get the most out of this. All right. So with that being said, are y'all ready to start? If anybody's ready to start, let me know. You know what? Let's do a clap. I want to know. We're going to change the emojis up. If you want to see me start, if you want to get started, let's do some clapping hands on the emojis, and I'm going to get started. Whew. All my chart, y'all, tell y'all something. As y'all get y'all clapping y'all hands, if you're ready to get started, clap the hands and get started. Yo, my phone charger is gone. My computer charger is messed up. Like, all my chargers in the house are messed up. This is so crazy. Like, this is something that we talked about. I talked about it this week on a live. I said that after you set the intention for your goal, what comes after intention is distraction. All right. This is the law of the universe. After intention comes distraction. All right. I set the intention that I was going to teach, I was going to have webinars and do all these things. Right. And then after that, I had this big distraction. I was up till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock yesterday morning, or this morning, getting all this water out of my house. Right. And so that's a distraction. And so what could I have done? I could have made excuses. Say, all right, now I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this another day. I'm gonna cancel it and all that. This is gonna be the last webinar of 2020. No, well, I'm gonna do one more next week. I'm gonna do another next week. So we're nearing the end, right? We're nearing the end of the year, and we got to end it with a bang, with some momentum, right? And so to do that, we have to push the pace. I can't ask of y'all things that I can't ask of myself. If I'm asking y'all to make a sacrifice, if I'm asking y'all to push yourselves, I got to be able to do the same thing. So without further ado, everybody, let's go and get into it. Let's go and get into finances of independent adjusting. All right. This is going to be how we dominate and not participate in 2024. Okay. That's the title of the webinar, but that is what it's going to be the main thread. It's going to be the main theme of our webinar tonight is dominating, not participating. So when it comes to our finances, the first thing that we have to do is, and this is before you get hired. This is before, even for a lot of y'all who haven't got licensed yet, before you do anything, you have to be ready to receive that kind of money. Okay. We've had students that came in making $10, $11 an hour, go to $3,100 a week. Was it just because of their license? No. Was it just because of their certification? No. Was it just because of their networking? No. Or my courses? No. It was because they believed they could do it. Okay. So for those of you all, I've talked to a lot of adjusters and aspiring adjusters. You know, I'm just trying to make $60,000. If I could just make 70 grand my first year as an adjuster, that'd be great. I want everybody to understand this. As an independent adjuster, if you work more than 6 months, 7 months, you should be making close to $100,000. 8, 9 months, you should be at 100 or more. 10 months, 11 months, 12 months, you should be into the hundreds. Okay. That is the norm for our industry. This is possible for any and all of you in your first 12 months. This is not me selling you a wolf ticket, blowing smoke up your ass, none of that. These are very regular numbers, but you have to believe you can do it, okay? If you are a person that is used to making $35,000 a year or $40,000 a year, that is an honorable living. But for you to go to the next level, you have to believe that that kind of money is possible for you, because that's going to affect your strategy, okay? Your strategy about how you go about getting jobs, how you go about getting your second and third deployments, how you go about networking, how do you go about gaining skills, right, to be an adjuster. So that is something to think about. First of all is one, changing your mindset around money, believing that abundance is for you and that you deserve abundance, all right? What is the main qualification for anything we want? The main qualification for anything we want, y'all, is desire. That is the first and only qualification for our desires and for our goals, right? Is desire. So anyway, moving forward back into the money. Now that we have the mindset set side of it out of the way, let's go into the meat and potatoes of it. Okay, so what do you do when you start making $1,800 a week and you've never made that kind of money? $2,000 a week, $2,300 a week, $2,500, $3,000 a week. So one thing that I would say that a lot of adjusters fall into, and I made this mistake myself, is tax exemptions. Okay, so because of how we're employed, we can have the payroll department take off taxes, right? So we can get like all of our money for a bit of time. And so you'll see adjusters do that in their first month, maybe 2 months on the deployment, because they want to get as much money as they can, because they might be a short deployment, right? And so they try to circumvent that by turning off their taxes. This is a dangerous thing to do, because if you're not documenting your taxes properly, you're going to be paying a lot in taxes on the back end because you're not paying it on week by week. Okay, so do not go down that slippery slope of turning off your taxes on your checks. Okay, y'all go talk to an accountant about W-2 and W-4 and LLCs and all that stuff, but don't turn your taxes off. All right. If you have to, all right, you got to do it for a month and then hurry up and turn it back on. Call payroll and have them turn your taxes back on. I made a mistake one time. I had my taxes off for like 6 months, and I got used to my lifestyle grew into a paycheck that didn't get taxes taken out every week. And let's just say the tax man came and got me. Okay. And I had to pay a whole lot of taxes the next year. So now something you want to, those are not mistakes you want to make. The next one is, as y'all go up, if you've never been at $100,000, 150 grand, 200 grand a year, you got to get a different set of people to do your taxes. Okay. Once you get to $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 and you're paying for licenses and CE and equipment and exactly subscriptions and stability and all that stuff and travel, you need a dedicated accountant. Okay. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I can't help you with your taxes, but we have people that can do that. When you're making this kind of money, y'all, go get a real accountant to do your taxes, okay? Go get an accountant to do your taxes. This is simple stuff, but a lot of people make that mistake of thinking they can just use H&R Block or whatever, or like whatever little do-it-yourself type of tax service. Don't do that. We have, as independent adjusters, it's so easy for us to get audited, and it's so easy for us to make mistakes. Which brings me to my next point. Keep your receipts and invoices. All right. If you're buying ladders, if you're spending money on gas, traveling back and forth, airplane tickets, rental cars, hotels, Airbnbs, food, and all that stuff, those are all things that fall under things that you can get tax write-offs on. But you have to keep good records. Okay. You must keep good records, y'all. All right. If you can keep good records, you can have these things written off of your taxes. If not, you're gonna be in a bind. Ask me how I know. I've been through this already. All right. I've been through this, so you don't have to go through this. Set some money aside to have a good accountant do your taxes for you when the year ends or when the tax year ends. Okay. A lot of y'all are adults. Y'all already went through this. We got a lot of business people in here already. We got some real estate agents, all that stuff. Some of y'all are accustomed to these things, but a lot of us are not. Don't allow your ignorance to be your undoing. Okay. So take care of your receipts, take care of your taxes, get an accountant. Okay. If you have never made this kind of money before, it might be a good thing to talk to a licensed financial professor. I'm not talking about somebody on a podcast. I'm not talking about somebody you saw on YouTube. Go and sit down with a financial advisor. All right. Because why? Why do you need to do that? If you're going to make double your income or triple your income, you don't know how to operate at that level. You don't know what to do with that kind of money. All right. There's no reason to try to trust yourself with that. Just take some time, spend the $300-$400 or whatever, and sit down with a financial advisor. It's going to help you plan out how you're going to structure your budget. Okay. It doesn't take long, y'all. It'll take, an hour sit down will go a long way. I've seen too many adjusters buy stupid stuff with their incomes. All right. And what does that do? When you start buying expensive cars, leasing expensive cars, financing expensive vehicles and homes, and you buying Rolexes every 5 minutes, all that stuff, $2,000 pair of shoes. What begins to happen is those things that you buy begin to trap you into the job. And then it begins to increase your stress level around your deployment. Okay. You don't know what stress is like until you see somebody working 70 hours a week and they got a $500,000 mortgage. They got a $500,000 mortgage. They got $1,500 in car payments that they didn't have to get. I know these people personally. I know adjusters personally who have exorbitant expenses and they cannot stop working. And let me tell y'all something. Adjusting ain't the easiest thing in the world. And to want to stop for a second and take a break, but you know you can't because you have so many bills, that is a dangerous place to be in. Please do not put yourself in that position. We are going for what? Freedom. We're trying to become free and flexible. We can't be off for 2 or 3 or 4 months at a time when we got $7,000 in expenses coming out every month. I'm telling you what I've seen. I've seen adjusters do stupid stuff. I've seen adjusters pull up to deployments in Bentleys, Jaguars, Porsches, Range Rovers, Hummers, RVs, $70,000 trucks, all kind of sport cars. We don't always make that kind of money. All right, everybody. I want to make that super clear to you. You can do $150,000 a year. You might do $200,000 the next year, but the next year you might have a 4-month period where it's slow. Now, what do? In 4 months, if you have $7,000, let's do some math real quick. Let's say you have $7,000 in expenses per month. You got a $4,000 mortgage. You got $1,500 in car note and insurance and all that, plus bills and whatever your spouse and your kids got. $7,000. 4 months is $28,000. $28,000 in overhead. You're going to deplete whatever savings account you got. Even if you had $100,000 in your bank account, you're going to run through that very quickly, right? And that's just on monthly expenses. What if you want to keep on balling? Because you're not going to stop your expenditures just because you start working. You're going to keep doing that for a while. That's human nature. So take the time to talk to a financial planner, a financial advisor, y'all, a licensed professional. Don't just go get any old person. Y'all watching whatever crap you see on YouTube or whatever book you read. Go talk to a real person and have them help you set up a budget, which brings me to my next point. This is something that is near and dear to my heart. I don't talk about it too much on the free platforms. But we're going to talk about it right now. Okay. And this goes into career strategy. And I hope you're all paying attention. I hope you're writing notes. I'm writing notes on what I'm talking about. So I hope y'all are writing notes as well. Adjuster math. Okay. I'm not going to show y'all the graph I have. I have a whole spreadsheet that I set up for my mentees, and they have that. I can't give that to y'all, but I'm going to talk about it. Adjuster math. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all a story. This is a cautionary tale. Okay. So I was working a deployment in Frederick, Maryland, and I had just left one deployment and I was going to my second deployment. So I had some money and I had a friend and he let me stay at his house. I didn't have to pay anything. which was great, all things considered. And we get to the deployment. Like a day goes by, and I see a lady there, and she looked like she was in like a really bad mood, and she looked really, really tired. And I was like, "What's going on with that lady?" But I don't really say much about it. And so the next day, it's day 3. She still seems really tired, and I'm kind of networking with people. I'm meeting people. Yo, what's up, man? I meet a guy named Joe Vaughn. Joe Vaughn is interviewed on this YouTube channel. Y'all can go watch Joe Vaughn's interview. Me and him did the drop last week. But anyway, so I talked to Joe Vaughn. I said, "Yo, Joe Vaughn, what's up with that lady over there, man?" And he was like, "Yo, she spent all her money to get to the deployment, but she didn't have any money for a hotel. So she's sleeping on the hotel bench outside. I grabbed her last night and I told her she could stay at my place. I had an extra bed in the hotel room he was staying in. And so she spent all the money she had to get to her deployment. First mistake. It's a huge mistake, by the way. Well, what wound up happening on that deployment, they overhired. And for whatever reason, her computer never got booted up. It just took too long for her name on it to get put into the system. So when it was time to make cuts, she didn't really have a good attitude because she was always sleepy and she was sleeping outside. So she really wasn't she wasn't paying attention in training, so on and so forth. Well, by the end of that week, she got cut. She got released. Okay. She spent all the money she had to get there and do the job. And what happened? She got fired. She didn't make much money. She was sleeping outside. She made a huge sacrifice and bet it all, but it didn't work out. Now, here is the issue. And this is where strategy is involved. And this is where it's something that's super important, which is adjuster math. We need to start doing math really quick. Tonight, everybody that's watching this, you need to know. If you do not know, you need to know the number of your expenses at home. How much does it cost per month, every month, for your bills at home? I'm not talking about what you spend sometimes per month. No, you need to know how much is rent or the mortgage, how much is the car note, how much is the insurance, how much is cable bill, how much are your constants per month. That is going to be your number on whether you say yes or no to certain deployments. Okay, if your number is $3,500 and you have to leave, okay, that's my field adjusters and people who want to work in the office. If you need to leave and go travel, if you know you have $3,500 in fixed expenses at home, you have to make X amount of dollars per month for this to be a profitable deployment. What does profitable deployment mean, Stephen? I'm so glad y'all asked. A profitable deployment means that you can cover your expenses at home, cover your expenses on the road, and still come back home with money. Okay? I hear too many adjusters say, I'm going to do the deployment for experience. That is not why we handle claims. We are handling claims to increase our income, to have an income. All right? Let me say it a different way for y'all. We are doing this for the money, not the honey. All right? Everybody got their own warm and fuzzy reason why they want to do this. And I get it, but we're doing this for the money. So it has to make sense. You must know your numbers. All right. So that is my first thing for y'all tonight. When y'all finish this live tonight and y'all go home and sit down, or you're already home, when you get off this and you got some time, go find out how much it costs for you to live every month. And then we need to know how much it's going to cost for us to live on the road. All right. If you don't know how to do that, pick any major city in the United States, pick a hotel that you're comfortable living in or Airbnb, right? And figure out how much that costs per month. Okay. How much does the Airbnb cost in DC? How much does it cost in Houston? How much does it cost in New Orleans or Birmingham, Alabama, or Miami, Florida? Go find that out. Go find how much you're willing to spend per day on food. All right. Whether that's takeout or groceries. And you more or less have your expenses between home and away. That's going to be your constant. Okay. Do adjusters pay their own way to deployments and hotels? So Mr. Campbell 158, let's go put that on the screen. Do adjusters pay their own way to deployments and hotels? You left off a very important word in this question. And that question, the word was independent adjusters. We are not staff adjusters. We pay our own way everywhere all the time. Okay? All them $100,000 and 150 grand, 200 grand that people make, that money, some of that money goes into how we live. Okay? Do we get per diem? Yes. Okay? We get per diem. That's tied into it. But you got to pay your own way. If you can't do that, go be staff. And that'll be a whole nother webinar for you. We talk about independent adjusting over here. So that's what we got to do. That's our responsibility on this side of things. So does everybody understand that? Can I get a show of hands? Do you understand what I'm talking about as far as this financial part before I move on? Does this make sense to y'all? Do I need to explain this better? Give me a show of hands. All right. Let me see some emojis if you understand this. If I'm making sense. Okay. Give me some hands. Denise, thank you. I appreciate it. Mr. Carroll, appreciate it. Let me see some hands, y'all. Don't get quiet on me now. Okay. Awesome. So let's go back over this. Let's review this real quick. So we have to do what? We need to believe that it is possible that we can increase income, and this money is for us, and we deserve it because we're going to work for it. We're going to earn all of it. All right. That's the first thing, is opening our mindset to more income. The second thing was we start talking about taxes, right? Take care of your taxes, all right? Be responsible about receipts, invoices. This, again, y'all, we talked about setting up we didn't talk about it because everybody hasn't taken my course yet, Roadmap to Becoming an Independent Adjuster, but we talk about setting up an email specifically for your adjusting career, right? So it might be Stephen Adjuster or StephenIA@gmail.com. You need to set up something where all of your documents go to the same place, where you can put all your receipts in a Google Drive, where you can put them all in a Dropbox or wherever. Or it might have to be in a physical box where you're keeping everything in. But we need to have all our invoices for our licenses, all of our invoices for any certifications, travel, conferences, anything that we're doing, right? We need to have that so we can account for that at the end of the year. Well, after that was use a real accountant to do your taxes, right? Speak to a financial advisor. We have to know our real budget. If the number for our real expenses between living outside the home and at home does not match up, we cannot accept the deployment, and it's better for us to go remote. All right, that's all I want to finish the finances with. If our budget doesn't add up right, we have to say no to the deployment, everybody. You don't go on deployments to lose money. Okay? Do you get health insurance from the company? All right, y'all. We'll make this really clear. Okay? Because I don't think everybody understands. There are 3 words on our licenses, and it says independent adjuster. No, 2 words, I'm sorry. Independent adjuster. You might say all lines adjuster, you might say property and casualty adjuster, but it's going to say our job title is independent adjuster. The first one is a super important word. Independent meaning you are dependent on no one else. Okay? Benefits, travel, lunch, whatever y'all getting at these jobs, you're not getting on this side. We get all those things in the form of a higher income. You're going to get health insurance on your own. You're going to spend that money that you get, all that money that you're getting, all them $3,000 a week and $18,000 a month and $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in a month, all that. You're going to use that money to pay for all the things that you have to pay for. Travel, health insurance, eye insurance, dental insurance, all those things, right? So that's how we have to think. The next word in that title of our job title is adjuster, meaning we have to adjust to circumstances. We have to adjust to different claims environments. We have to adjust to different cities and states and countries. We have to adjust to different customers. We have to adjust to different management styles. We have to adjust to different work styles, right? We have to be independent thinkers. We have to be independent in how we sponsor ourselves and all things we do, and we have to adjust to different things. Okay? That's what it is. All right? Unless you go staff, then you start getting benefits. Exactly. but you lose income. You get benefits, you lose income. All right. So does anybody have questions about finances? All right, y'all, as we're talking to help me out, let's stay on the topic. All right. So when I'm talking about finances, let's talk about finances. When I'm talking about other things, let's talk about other things. All right. We're going to go to networking here in a second, but if everybody is ready to go to the next thing, let me hear you say yeah. Just say yeah if you're ready to go to the next thing. If I need to explain more about finances, I will. Okay. T, that was a good question. Thank you. Also, on the health insurance side of things, I think I do have something about it in the roadmap for to an independent insurance adjusting course. Okay. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. Okay. So everybody's ready to go to the next one. We understand finances now. This is super important. Y'all, if we can't we can't control our finances, we never get freedom. We never become flexible, and this job becomes hell on earth. Okay. I have seen people that's been in this business 15 years, they ain't got nothing to show for it because they eat all their money up, they drink all their money up, they smoke it all up. People get into, their own vices and all that stuff, and it can never become disciplined about their money. Because they can't become disciplined, this job beats the hell out of them. Okay. I saw it early. I knew that wasn't going to be for me. And so I said, all right, I'll do this thing a bit differently. All right. So y'all, to this day, I've been in this business 7 years. I have never bought a new car. I don't have any expensive watches. I have no expensive jewelry. Okay. I got a I got a nice house, but that's it. I kept it minimal because I wanted freedom. I wanted real flexibility. I wanted to be able to do what I want to do when I wanted to do it. And I didn't want some stupid car payment so I can look cool for some other people to keep me from doing that. Okay. So that's that. Networking. Any questions, comments, concerns about anything? Now it's time to ask as I go to the next thing. We're 37 minutes in, y'all. Okay. Like I said, I have allotted 2 hours to this. I have allotted 2 hours for all this. We have a lot to talk about. So next thing, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all some stories. Some stories that I find that I have some stories that stick out. This business can be quite dramatic at times. All right. This is not all like everything is not just you versus the insured. It's you versus your manager, you versus a coworker. We have a lot of different personalities, and it's a lot of big personalities in independent adjusting. Okay. It's not a bunch of just little clerical people who's like, well, I'm just going to just work. You got people that got huge personalities, and you ain't going to like everybody. And everybody ain't gonna like you. So y'all pay attention to these stories I'm about to tell you, because these are, again, cautionary tales. All right, I'm gonna tell you like 4 of them. All right, then we're gonna get into the thick of it. And these are all things that y'all gotta avoid. Okay. First one. This is a simple one. I don't know any of y'all. I know some of y'all. I've talked to some of y'all on the phone, and I've done FaceTime with some of y'all, but I don't know who I was watching. I'm going to tell y'all some stories, though. First one is state foreign deployment. 3 adjusters were living together. It was a couple. Thank you, David. We got a whole lot more help on the way on this one. 4 people living together. 3 of them were adjusters. So it was 2 couples, boyfriend, girlfriends. Okay. For whatever reason, they were having an argument at the house, but they all 4 got in the car to go to work together. I guess the one that wasn't an adjuster, she's dropping everybody off. And so they're getting into it. And I guess things got a little too heated in the car. They get out of the car and they start arguing in the parking lot, and they start physically fighting outside of their deployment, right? Outside the office. What happens? What happens when these things happen, y'all? Everybody got DNR. DNR means do not rehire. That means they can't work for State Farm anywhere in the United States. Okay. There is not just one firm that works for State Farm. There are probably a dozen or 24 firms that have contracts with State Farm. So you didn't just lose State Farm, you lost 24 other rosters you could have been on. This is going to greatly affect their careers as adjusters. Doing something as stupid as get into a fight. Okay. Next thing, it's another story. I got a bunch of State Farm stories, y'all, because State Farm got a lot of crazy stuff happening. So State Farm had Skype back in the day. Y'all got Microsoft Teams now, but it used to be Skype. And so what they were doing is in the State Farm buildings, they have maternity rooms. Okay. These adjusters, and again, y'all, these are things I want y'all to avoid. This is not a how-to. Okay. We're all adults here, right? So I'm going to talk to everybody as if they are adults. A lot of adjusters, there is a section of adjusters that like to enjoy themselves when they're on deployments. I'm talking about married adjusters. They like to enjoy themselves with other adjusters, y'all catching my drift. And so what they were doing was they had like a group of them would be on Skype, right? And they'll be talking about where they can meet up to, sleep with each other on the clock. And they would do this in those maternity rooms, right? So obviously after a time like, where did such and such go? Where is this person? Where is that person? They found these adjusters all having sex in these maternity rooms at State Farm. Okay. Super unprofessional. Now imagine going home and getting fired and you have to explain to your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend why you got fired. Hey, you got fired because I was cheating on you in the maternity ward. Okay. These are real things that happen. Stupid stuff. Okay. Stupid stuff, y'all. People are throwing away $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 a year jobs because they can't wait to talk to that person when they get off work, or they can't wait. They can't just text the person on their personal cell phone. Just crazy stuff like that, right? Most of y'all wouldn't do that, I wouldn't think. All right. So again, these are some crazy situations I've seen. I got to see a lot of people lose their jobs over that. Okay. Now those are two extremes. Okay. Now let's go into something that I've seen much more regularly. And these are things that a lot of you can avoid and you may not avoid. Okay. Y'all got to remember, as adjusters, we are working at will. That means we can get released for any reason. Okay. We got a bad attitude, we can get fired. We show up late a lot, we can get fired. You don't put up good work product, you can get fired. Okay. A lot of adjusters get fired based around personality. Okay. I call it playing well with others. If you're going to be working for 60 hours a week with somebody, you might want to make sure you're cool and they're cool too. You might want to not be so abrasive. Okay. So what I have seen over the years, people who like to argue about being right a lot, especially with management, are the first people to get hired. I got two great examples. Jackie, my girl, Jackie, I love Jackie. She's a great adjuster and she's really fun to be around. So if y'all want to imagine Jackie's about 5'3", 5'4". She, I'm not going to her physicality because that's really important, but she has a front gold tooth and she wears glasses and she was awesome. Right. But I saw her begin arguing with the manager in front of everybody. It was in a team meeting. This is a huge no-no. Okay. It's not that the manager knows everything, but it's about just respecting where you are. Okay. If your manager tell you to do something, as long as it's within reason, it's claims related, you just do what they say do, right? Well, Jackie and my manager, they get into it. And Jackie is like, well, I ain't gonna be doing all this. And, she was embarrassing the manager in a team meeting. Now, before that point, our manager had done a really good job of making sure nobody got cut. All right. And I'm giving y'all the examples for a reason. Okay. I'm not just telling y'all stories, tell y'all stories. Okay. I want to give y'all examples to give y'all a frame of reference. So we had been on this deployment for 6 months. Nobody on our team had gotten cut, but during the summer, it was time for people to start getting cut. And they asked our manager who should get cut. Jackie was a great adjuster. She had a great work product. Guess who got fired first? Jackie. They sent Jackie home because your manager at the end of the day has the final say so on who can get cut. And so our manager didn't forget that Jackie wasn't easy to play with. She was not making herself an easy person to play with on the playground. All right. You being a butthole, it's going to come back to bite you. I see a lot of buttholes get put out the business. Okay. And so Jackie got fired. I didn't hear or see from Jackie for 3 years after that. I heard her, I saw her again. Said, "What's up, Jackie? How you doing?" And I got to see her on another deployment, and we worked together for a while again, but Jackie learned her lesson and she never did that again, And so on another type of job, you could probably argue back and forth with your manager and expect to have a job. You can't do that in this business. All right. I want to make that super clear to everybody. One more time. This is another deployment. This happened another time. Okay. I had 2 adjusters who were senior adjusters. They had been adjusting probably 10 years at this point. They're much older than me. Had a lot of respect for them. They were really nice to me. They really helped me out a lot. They were a great asset to the team. We were in Canada this time. Okay. We were in Canada and I watched them argue with the manager. Okay. And this time they didn't argue with the manager in the team meeting. They argued with the manager on the floor in front of staff, carrier management and all of the adjusters. It was like 7 a.m. and they're like yelling and shouting at this manager. It was a couple. Okay. They got fired within the hour. Okay. Now keep in mind, they had driven from Texas to Canada, to Calgary, Canada. So this is like a long, long drive. And so that was $13,000 a month tax-free that they lost because they did not know how to control their mouths and their attitudes. Okay. Now, there's a common thread through all of these stories, y'all. All of those people in these stories lacked self-control when they needed it the most. Okay. That is our first rule in this networking thing. Okay. You have to control your emotions, y'all. We're going to be in high stress positions, high stress situations. You're going to want to cuss. You're going to want to yell and scream, and you're going to have to hold it in. And that's what they pay us for. They're paying you $2,000 a month to be a professional. Okay. Professionals are in control at all times, y'all. I had a student recently, 3 years into the business. He called me up. "Hey, Steve, man, I got released." He got released. This was like August, September. Things were slow. You really need to keep your job. I said, "How'd you get released, man?" He said, "Man, I was talking to this agent, man. They just made me so pissed. They just didn't know what they were talking about. And I just cussed them out." He dropped the F-bomb in the chat. He cussing all in the file notes, cussing on the phone. He gets fired immediately because of that. I said, "Who do you think you are? You are a professional. Not that I've taught you this way, but you are a professional. We don't talk like that to agents. We don't talk like that to insurers. We don't talk like that to contractors. Those are the rules. That's why we get paid so much." And you lost a job during a time when we really need jobs, y'all. It was slow. He lost a great job during the slow season, So don't let emotions take you out of your position, everybody. We're going to get into networking in a second. But I want everybody to avoid that. You do not have to turn out like they did. These are all professionals. But they lost big money and they put a stain on their career because they could not control their mouth when they needed to. They could not control their actions when they needed to. Okay? Sleeping with coworkers and all that stuff, fighting people, arguing with management, cussing at agents and all that stuff, and insurers. Great ways to not only get fired, because it's not about getting fired. It's me knowing that you're married or in a relationship and you cheat on your spouse every time you go on a deployment. I'm not going to be keen to offer you a deployment when I get hired. I'm talking about me as an adjuster, not as a manager or a hiring person. Me as your coworker, I know what you do when you're on deployments, and I see that you're doing stupid stuff all the time or you're sleeping around, all that stuff. I'm not going to say, "Hey, you know what? I want John over there to work with me next time. I want Jessica over there to work with me next time." No. I want everybody, let's get this through all y'all's head. Every person you work with in this industry can help you get your next deployment. Some of those people will become your managers. So it's not like a regular job. On one job, they're your manager. The next job, they're not. They're just a regular coworker. So you might want to keep a good image around all adjusters. Okay? So everybody can depend on you or view you as a dependable person. Are y'all feeling this? Raise your hand. Am I making sense, y'all? Are y'all feeling what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into the networking strategies, but I got to make that clear to y'all. Okay. If y'all are feeling this, please raise your hand. All right. Thank you. Last but not least, okay, is people who are too social. Okay. I find myself to be quite an extrovert. I think I am a very extroverted person. With that being said, we get paid to be in our seats, everybody. We get paid to be in our seats. Very social people get fired every single day. The person that's laughing and kikiing around every time, all day long, they get fired. They don't get to work for a long time. Because guess what, y'all? You can't work claims when you're walking around in the office all day long. You got to have your butt in that seat. That's what they're looking for. Thank you, Mitzi. I appreciate that. All right? You got to have your butt in the seat. Busybodies and gossipers, they get fired all the time. Nobody likes gossipers. Nobody likes busybodies. They get put out of business quick. I didn't say get put out of deployment. I'm talking about out of business. Nobody likes busybodies in this business. If you gossip a lot and you're a busybody, you might want to work from home or you might want to work in the field. Because if you work in the office, you can forget about it. Okay? You can forget about having a long career as a gossiping person. You want to be a dependable adjuster. You want to be easy to work with and put out a good work product. So now let's go and get into networking. Now I'm giving y'all what to know, what not to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay. So first thing to do, and this is about how to dominate, not participate. We have to do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay. So if I'm networking, I'm a networker, right? So I'm Mitzi. It's me and Mitzi. Hey, Mitzi, what's going on? Hey, Steve, what's up? If me and her are both looking for a job, I'm going to ask Mitzi, yo, Mitzi, so what kind of job are you looking for? I'm looking for this and this and this. I want to be in Texas. I want to be like this and that and that. Okay, great. If I know I live in New Jersey and I hear a call about Texas, it's better for me to offer that job to Mitzi because, hey, I don't really want to go to Texas. I want to stay here. And even though I'm brand new like Mitzi is, I can help Mitzi in the business. I can help get her into the business. Now, what does that do for me? Now I have somebody on the inside, and about this time, maybe it's a year from now, Mitzi will say, hey, Steve, I got this job for you. You got me, and I'm going to help you out too. All right. Now, that is a small scale thing, but what we want to do is we want to do that at scale. Okay. We want to do that at scale. So when I'm talking to people, and I see people do this all the time, and it's a great way for beginners, but it's not how experienced adjusters handle getting hired. Okay. So with beginning adjusters or new adjusters or aspirant adjusters, however y'all want to define yourselves, they're calling IA firms all the time. Hey, y'all got a job, y'all got a job, y'all got a job. Well, that's cool, but you're missing all the other people, all these other people around you that can help you out. Okay. And all those other people come in the form of people on Twitter, people in the Discord group on the Roadmap course. Roadmap course has a Discord group with 1,600 people in there, and they're always putting out deployments, right? If you can be known as a person that one is interested in other people, okay? I want to know if you're trying to get deployed to, where you're trying to get deployed to, what kind of claims you want to handle. And if you can be known as a person that refers other people to IA firms, the IA firms are going to look out for you, right? I can't tell y'all how many times I have called an IA firm and said, hey, look, this is my availability. I want to do this, and this. But if you call me, I have other adjuster friends too. So they'll call you and you'll be a resource for the IA firm. You get Mitzi and Callie and Charles here. And then they say, you know what, Steve, we got something for you too because you helped me out a whole lot. That's how those recruiters do this thing, okay? One hand washes the other. So we have to pay attention. How can I help this recruiter? Everybody else is asking the recruiter for help. How can I help the recruiter? If everybody else is asking, hey, how can I do this? How can I help my fellow adjuster? Okay. If you're doing this at scale, what begins to happen? Everybody begins to share deployments with you all the time. All right. You become a point of reference for deployments because you're hearing about deployments and you're sharing it with other people. Okay. We can do this so much easier on the internet. All right. A lot of y'all have Twitter accounts. A lot of y'all have Instagram accounts. A lot of y'all have TikToks and YouTubes. It doesn't take much to go through a comment section and see other people who want to be adjusters too, or who are adjusters. All you got to do is hit them up. Yo, what's up? I'm an IA too. Where you live at? Okay, I live over here. Okay, great. Well, look, if you ever hear about any deployments, let me know. And if I hear about something, I'll let you know too. Great way to connect. But it's also a great way to extend your network and be ready to receive new deployments. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Can we do this? Can we commit to doing this in 2024? If you're ready to network in that way, can you commit to that? Can you raise your hand and commit to that? All right. I want to know. All right. These ain't just notes to take, y'all. These are action steps to do. Anybody who's taking my courses knows that I'm here to have you take action. I'm not here to talk and laugh and joke. I want to put out real things that work. This is something that works. That alone has made me more money than Exactament. Is making money in State Farm, Auto and Fire Cert, and NFIP. Is opening my mouth and being a pleasant person. Being a pleasant person to my fellow adjuster and looking out for other people. Okay? If you can think outside of your own problems for a little bit, y'all are going to get so much further ahead. All right? All right. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. Networking questions. What networking questions do y'all have? Have I explained networking well for y'all? I got more networking. I got a whole lot more networking stuff for y'all. All right. So it's slow right now. Aside from the trainings, gaining more reciprocal licenses, what do you suggest we do during this downtime? I'm not a fan of buying a bunch of licenses. I see no reason to buy more than 5 licenses if you're not working. Why throw money at something if you don't even know you're going to have, if you don't even know you're going to be working in a place that has coverage in that place, in that state, all right? So this is what I would say, all right? Aside from trainings, what do you suggest we do during this downtime? Keisha Joseph, thank you for the question, Keisha. First of all, we're doing things like this, which is awesome. The next thing I would say for y'all is y'all have to have a process of how you go about getting hired. I did this on a call this morning. I had a live that we went over this. If you are doing anything in this business and you feel like you're making it up, you're doing something wrong, okay? If you are handling a claim and you feel like you're just making it up as you go along, you're doing the claim wrong. If you're writing a letter and you're just writing a letter any old kind of way, you're doing it wrong. If you're talking to an insured on the phone and you just answer in any kind of way, ain't nobody told you how to do it, you're doing it wrong, all right? If you are in a position right now where you're trying to get hired and you don't know what to do next, you're doing it wrong, okay? Yeah, Jelani, it started an hour ago, 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern is when it started, okay? So I say all that to say is that everything about insurance adjusting is a repeatable process that has already been created before, okay? And by that, I mean the process that actually works. Now, I have a course called The Roadmap to Become an Independent Insurance Adjuster. Over 3,000 people have taken that course, and they are using that process of getting hired, and they repeat it over and over and over again. And that's how they get hired. That's how they get rehired. And that's how they create a career based around a repeatable process. When I'm not hired, I'm doing what? I'm doing A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. All right. And that's a repeatable process that thousands of people do, and they get results doing it. Okay. So if you're in a position where you're just throwing money at stuff and you just like, well, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that, you're doing it wrong. We're gonna get to that, Keisha. We're gonna get to that towards the end. All right. We're gonna do it right now. I'm gonna come back to it. All right. So don't worry. I will go into detail about the process that we're going to be using to get hired. Okay. Did it start an hour ago, Jelani? Everybody, we say 8 p.m. Eastern, but it's okay. We're going for another hour anyway, so don't worry about that. How do you balance being an extrovert and a social person and still get your work done without being in any drama or foolishness? I'm an introvert, and that's always my fear. Let me tell y'all something. When they paying you $2,300, I'll turn into an introvert. Okay, I might be an extrovert. I'm super social. but I will turn into an introvert, y'all. I sit my butt at the desk. I leave my phone in the drawer or in my car. I'm not texting. I ain't tweeting none of that stuff. I'm doing my click, click. Thank you for calling all stays. And Stephen, how can I help you? That's all I'm doing, right? Because I have too much on the line for my personality to stop me from making this money. I'm going to repeat this again, y'all. We are doing this for the money, not the honey, okay? So I'll be what I gotta be to stay on deployment as long as I can. I learned this on my third deployment. A guy named Rod, amazing adjuster from Mississippi. Call him Billy Goat. I'm like a Billy Goat, man. Rod was awesome, man. Super country. I'm country, but he was way country than me, I felt like. But he would pull me to the side and say, hey, he was like, hey, Hall, you got your seat a whole lot, man. You need to sit down somewhere. And at that time, I was like the youngest on the deployment. I was like, in my mid-20s, and everybody else was like late 30s, early 40s and up. And so I was being an extrovert, and I was wanting to talk to everybody all the time. He was like, hey, man, sit down somewhere. You'll get fired. And once I realized that they were serious about that, I changed immediately. I became an extrovert after hours. I began to hang out with my adjuster friends after work. And that's why I was able to talk and be extroverted and do all that. Now, drama and foolishness, I feel like drama and foolishness goes toward that. Drama is attracted to people who like drama. Foolishness is attracted to people who like that kind of stuff. I'm not into that, so I can avoid it pretty easily. Also, I don't sleep with my coworkers and stuff like that. I don't do stupid stuff like that. Would you run a special for the holidays? No. As far as networking goes, should we form adjuster group? Z-Boy, I'm way ahead of you there. I got an adjuster group with 1,600 people in there, okay? I got 1,600 people inside that adjuster group, and they are doing amazing. That group is 3 years old. They have been making a killing over there. They have been putting each other into deployments. We got managers in there. We got all kind of folks in there. But that is people who took the roadmap course, and I made a group for those people, and it's a private group, and it's super positive. Okay, it's a super positive group, and I love seeing how they interact with each other. Now that you mention it, now that I mentioned it, not you mentioned it, not Stephen mentioned it, let's go to Safari. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the group, and then I'll tell you about how you get access to it later on in the call today. Here we are, roadmap. Here we are. Let me show. Where is my Safari at? No, it's not Safari. It's Firefox. Get the roadmap. Thank you, Callie. Yes, you should get the roadmap, by the way, y'all. I agree. You should definitely get the roadmap. Let me show y'all the Discord group. This is an amazing group. It's private, right? Look at that. This is the Discord group. So, for example, this is just one of the general threads right here. I'm not gonna let y'all just really see what everybody's talking about. My mother's in this group. My best friend's in this group. I got cousins in this group. I got some of everybody in here, right? But this is a general deployment. Check this out. New deployments right here. All we're talking about is pay rates, who's hiring, what's going on. As these are all live updates, everybody. When we're talking here in a new deployment group, look at this. How much would this have helped you if you knew that? Let's just type in State Farm. Enter. We got 291 results just for State Farm, right? Let's go to another one I think that y'all talk about a lot. USAA. Enter. 61 results just for USAA in here. What's another one I think that y'all like to talk about? Alacrity. Y'all like talking about Alacrity all the time. 406 results for Alacrity. Eberl. You see how easy this is? 371 results. Let's look at cities. Houston, 35. Atlanta, 18. Let's go back to Florida. 367 results. All right. I think y'all are starting to get the point. Okay. I think y'all are starting to get the point. All right. That group, you can go in even as a brand new person in the group. All you got to do is go in the search bar and you have real-time results about various things about our industry that you cannot find. You can't find this on Google. Okay. Y'all getting one of them weak ass Facebook groups, and all they're gonna do is discourage you from being an independent adjuster. That's all they're gonna do. That's what the Facebook groups do. How many people in the Facebook group right now? How many people have been in an adjuster Facebook group? Let me see your hands and tell me it's not negative. Tell me that you don't see a bunch of negative crap on Facebook groups for independent adjusters. Because I was seeing this in 2015 when I got into business. I still see it now. I'm not in it because of that. I made this group so I can have an alternative to that, right? Right. David, Trina, I know y'all see a bunch of stupid people in there saying Facebook groups so terrible. Yeah, they're terrible. Now, let's extrapolate that. So if we all have had a negative experience with Facebook groups, and we know adjusters make all this money, do you think people who are active in the Facebook group would also be people who are making a lot of money? Because people who make a lot of money probably wouldn't be that negative, right? Facebook group, big haters. So more than likely, those people in them stupid negative Facebook groups are people who are not adjusters or they're not good adjusters, right? So we're not going to get any benefit from that. I don't care if the group has 9,000 people. I've seen Facebook groups with 18,000 people in it, and they're negative. Y'all know what they said in 2015? Y'all know what they said in 2015? They said the same thing they say today. Independent adjusting is saturated. It's too many people in the business. It's slow. We can't get hired. I don't know how to get hired right now. I remember hearing that in 2015. And I said, what the hell is this? I'm not playing with this. I'm not going to get in. I'm not doing anything with these people, right? They're still having the same tune 8 years later, y'all. So I created something different. That's that Discord group. That is inside the roadmap course. The only way you can get in that group is if you get the roadmap course. There is no other way. I don't let people in. I'm not just letting homeboys and homegirls in there and just like, well, I'm already an adjuster. No, either you take the course and you get in or you're not in. Okay, so that Discord group is a huge benefit. Okay, now we're still talking about networking. We went over not being a gossiper, not fighting. Don't sleep with your coworkers. Okay, another thing I want to tell y'all, okay, about the networking side of this thing. I find that just a quick little touch here and there, just say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, I saw you in this last deployment. Are you working right now? A great question to ask people when y'all are talking to adjusters. Hey, are you working right now? Because adjusters that are working, they know more about who is going to get fired, who's going to get hired than the IA firms do. The IA firm is not in the deployment, right? They contract IAs, but they're not there physically. So if you're talking to Denise is on a deployment, right? But Denise knows that 4 people are getting ready to self-release. And she knows that they still have 5,000 claims left. And Denise knows that they still need more people because she's talking to the manager every day. She's good friends with the manager. They go to lunch every day, right? It would be smart to know and talk to Denise. Hey, Denise, are you working right now? Yeah, I'm working. Hey, y'all know they got any spots available? We don't right now, but we're about to have some here in a bit because Denise knows claim count. She knows manager sentiments, and she knows who's about to self-release, or she knows who's going home in a bit. So she would be more informed than an IA recruiter. So your fellow adjuster can help you in ways that other people can't. Okay? Y'all don't know how many people I've got in because I told my manager, hey, just so you know, my friend Willie, my friend Jacob, my mom, they're looking for a deployment and they work like this, and this. I know we're about to lose these people. Can they come on? Yes, they can. I'll make sure we get them hired here in the next month. We got to do a cut here in a second. After that, we're going to bring them in. That is an easy conversation, y'all. As adjusters, we have so much power to help our fellow adjusters get hired, everybody. I want to make that super clear to everybody. Okay? Does everybody understand networking? Did this help? Did y'all learn anything about networking? Anybody learn anything about networking? Was any of this new that I said? Did everybody already know all this? Let me know. Let me know. Again, we're going to be interactive with all this. We're going to be interactive tonight. Let me get a show of hands on if you knew this stuff about networking. Do I need to tell y'all more about networking? Do you want to know more? Did I explain it well? Let me know. Let me know. Raise your hands. I need to get a hand raised. We're 2 sections into this. Y'all. The more y'all participate, the more I'm gonna explain. Okay. We got 34 people in here. I appreciate all y'all hopping in. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. T, appreciate you. Trina, thank you. I'm sleepy. It's been a long day. What about conventions? Callie, thank you. So here's the thing. And again, y'all are asking me my perspective. Okay. This is not your perspective. This is not the only perspective. Okay. My thing with conventions, Callie, especially as an adjuster who works pretty regularly, I was always deployed. I've always been deployed when conventions came around. And I never saw. All right, let me say it a different way. Let's go back to finances, okay? We do it for the money, we don't do it for the honey, okay? So I had a different career strategy. My career strategy was I was going to double down on my fellow coworker, my IA colleague. And so I made strong connections with IAs, okay? And the way I felt and the way I feel about IA firms, and again, this is me, okay, everybody. Y'all are welcome to have your own thoughts about this. Because I don't want to make y'all think that y'all don't need to do these things, okay? But the way I feel about IA firms was they were a partner in my relationship to the insurance carrier. My insurance carriers, the insurance carriers are the final client of our services, right? And so I never showed a strong allegiance to any IA firm. I didn't care about any of them, okay? Because I knew that my fellow coworker, my fellow colleague as an IA would get me the deployments I wanted to get, right? They would do that faster than an IA firm would. So I never jumped up and down to do a convention because I was like, all these IA firms need me, and I'm on enough IA firms that they're going to call me when they need me. I'm not going to fly to Florida, Colorado, Texas, wherever to meet with 7 or 8 or 9 of them just for them to do the same thing I was going to do on the computer, which was putting in a roster. Like all they do is put them on a roster, right? And so I never thought that it made sense financially for me to spend $1,000, spend $2,000 to travel for a convention. With that being said, that was my perspective, and that was the way I thought about it. Okay, that's the way I think about it. I didn't think a $2,000 expenditure would come back to me in the form of a new deployment when I could just talk to an IA and they could give me another deployment, or I could just call an IA firm and it's the cost of a cell phone call, or a few Facebook messages, and I get another deployment. So that's just based on my strategy and how I handle my career. Okay, it's nothing wrong with going to a convention, y'all. If y'all are convention people, you like all that stuff, go for it. We got a bunch of them in the industry, and I hear they're quite fun. Okay, what's more to know? You got a lot. It's a lot to know on the networking side. Well, since you asked, I'll tell you. Well, first let me say this. So NAC convention, yeah, it's $1,000 to get in day of. $1,000. You're gonna get into the you're gonna get into a NAC convention, spend $1,000 to do what? Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, you at Airbus? Okay, great. Well, here's my resume, and I got my exact certification. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you have a good day now. All right, now we'll take our car. We got some cars for you. All right, cool. We got this Coca-Cola for you too. Now, y'all, you sit with us, and make sure you work with us for hurricane season. That's what they're gonna sell y'all. That's what it's gonna be. All right. I might be being a little funny about it, but that's what they're gonna do. All right. It's gonna be that is gonna be your interactions. You're gonna shake hands. You got your little name tag on, whatever. Oh, you're from New Jersey. Oh, me too. All right. Yeah. All right. That's what it's gonna be. You spent $1,000 plus how much your hotel fee was. So, yeah, it's a place for IA firms and vendors to go, and they charge IAs to go there, and people do their thing there. But yeah, it's all got to make sense, everybody. It's all got to make sense. I'd not spend $1,000 to do one day convention. Personally speaking, I think it's a lot of the ways you can spend your money as an IA. What is more to know on the networking side of things? There's a lot more to know. I'm trying to think if I should say this or not. I'm trying to think if I should teach y'all this or not. I'm teaching y'all for free. So I'm trying to keep some stuff to my students. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to tell y'all. All right. You know what? Thank you, Callie. You have saved me. You have saved me. All right. Before I answer this question, Callie, does anybody else want to know anything about anybody got questions about networking? All right. Does anybody have questions about networking? Questions, comments, concerns about networking? I'm not going to say anything more about networking. Everything else I got to say about networking, I keep inside my courses, y'all. All right. I keep that for my mentees. I can't give y'all. I can't give y'all all that. All right. Okay. They're going to be mad at me. If you got any questions about networking, let me know now. Going once, going twice. Please, Mitzi, don't do this. Don't do me like that now. All right. Do I have a test study guide? No. I want everybody to remember, I'm not a pre-licensing provider. Okay. That is on the way. I will do pre-licensing in the near future. Okay. I will be helping y'all. I'm making a state test and all that stuff. I get my certifications, but that's on the way. I don't have that yet. All right. If you need a test study guide and you went through Adjuster Pro or whoever you went through, take your test, take your quizzes over and over again, study, slow down, y'all. We don't have a huge barrier of entry in this industry, so you don't have to rush through the test taking process. All right. I see a lot of people rush, and that's why they don't pass the first time. And you also have to read for understanding, y'all. Why do you have to read for understanding? Because we have to read and we have to explain to somebody what we read so they can understand it. So if you can't do this in the test, you're going to have a hard time being adjusted. All right. Now, Jeanette, some of us are students. If you are my student, if y'all are my student, email me, DM me. If you got my phone number, text me any of the more detailed questions that y'all know I'm not going to answer right now. And I will gladly explain everything in detail. Okay. I will hop on a call if I need to for my students. If you're not my student, I can't do that for you. All right. I got a whole bunch of y'all, got a whole slew of y'all. Okay. So I don't know who. All right. Now, this is a question that's not to do with networking. It doesn't have anything to do with our career strategy. You know what? Let's take that back. We're done with networking. I got some by y'all. Let me see. All right. No, everything by. I have a lot of fun with these things, y'all. I like talking to y'all. It's super fun. I try to make this light and easy because you know what? I've been through a lot of trainings, and one thing about independent adjusting training is boring as shit. It's so boring. Like I have went to sleep on so many trainings over the years. Like I'm talking about front row sleep, like knocked out because the teacher always made it so lame. They make some presentation and the room be all cold, and you get your little jacket and you be all snuggled up, and the next thing you know you sleep. And so I try to keep y'all engaged, and hopefully I try to keep y'all a little entertained. I hope y'all laugh a little bit when y'all watch these lives. I hope I'm a little entertaining because y'all just don't know. Like y'all go to these deployments and they'll be like, all right, y'all go do training, and there'll be some guy like, hey, we're gonna talk about policy, we're gonna talk about carry guidelines, and then they just read some off the screen and you just be knocked out. And it's super boring. You don't learn anything. You're welcome, Jeanette. All right, yeah. So we went over the test study guide. All right, strategy. This is my third point, y'all. We went over finances, we went over networking. Don't do a bunch of stupid stuff. Be a cool person. Help out your fellow man. Help out your fellow woman. You're going to do great in the business. On the networking side, last part, the third one is career strategy. Okay, now this is the meat and potatoes. This is what I love, is strategy about this business. All right. Now I'm going to answer Callie. Callie's going to segue into this. What about going from desk to field with no experience? How would you recommend networking in that area? So the question is not how we network in the area, is how we grow into that area. How do we train into that area? All right. So this is going to be for adjusters who already are making money. You already got some money set aside. So a couple things we need to do. One, we need to ask around on our current deployment that we're on. All right. Or with people you've already worked with. And you need to ask them, have you done field? What was your experience? Have you done auto? Have you done desk? Have you done Canadian claims? Have you done contents, warranties, so on? Whatever it is you want to know about, ask everybody so you can begin to get an idea of how these deployments work, right? I knew warranty claims was an option because I was talking to adjusters about the claims they handle, and an adjuster told me they work for Budweiser handling claims for Budweiser. Once I knew that, that's how I was able to get my Home Depot deployment, because I knew that I could work in a retail space as an adjuster and still earn an adjusting income, okay? We have to ask questions. That's part of our networking. Hey, who did you go through for this training? Who did you go to for, this certification? IA firm, these training centers, whatever it is. Ask those questions and listen. All right. It's a lot of people older than you that are brand new. It's a lot of people that are younger than you that got a lot of experience. Ask everybody on your deployments. Okay. That is the first step to making transitions. A lot of people talk about switching from auto to desk to field, but we have so much more than desk, field, and auto, everybody. We have probably a dozen different types of claims we can handle. We have many different carriers all around the United States. And in those carriers, they handle all types of claims. Okay? Like I said on live not too long ago, I was on a deployment with an adjuster, and she told me about how there is a type of adjusting where you have to have a helicopter pilot's license and an adjusting license to handle a certain type of claim. Okay? I only know that because I started asking around. Once we begin to have an idea of how other deployments work, their pay rates, and what firms they work with, so on and so forth, we begin to have an idea of how our career can work. Did you know you can work in Australia? Who knew you could work in Australia as an adjuster, as an IA, as an American IA? Who knew you could work in Australia? Who knew you could work in the Caribbean? Who knew you could work in Canada? Who knew that you could work in New Zealand? Does anybody know that? Does anybody know that last year in 2022, they were deploying people to New Zealand? Did anybody know that they were deploying people to Australia in 2022? Did anybody know that in 2019, they were deploying people to the Caribbean? And Puerto Rico and all that? I know y'all heard about the Puerto Rico one. I know somebody on here heard about Puerto Rico. Did y'all know they deployed to Canada? Right? Okay, you will find that out by talking to adjusters. You will not find this out by watching YouTube videos. You're not going to find this out by Googling. You're going to find this out by talking to your fellow IAs. This goes back to the first one, which is networking. We're going to use networking to get a better understanding of our field, right? Once we have a better understanding of our field, then we begin to plot out our directions. What do I want? You know what, y'all? I don't use this often. Where is my eraser? We're gonna use this whiteboard. I think I could. No, it's too far away. We'll do the whiteboard next time because I need to write some stuff down. I forgot to explain this. But one, let's learn from our fellow adjusters. Let's ask questions, open-ended questions. I know an adjuster that worked for a year in Puerto Rico. I know plenty. I have a student who was working in Sydney, Australia this year. Okay. Sydney, Australia this year, 2023, when everybody crying about it being slow, he was in Sydney, Australia. Okay. All right. So now that we understand we have to use networking to get an understanding of what our career has to offer, did y'all know Amazon has deployments? Did anybody know that? There are adjusters right now that only work with the Amazon vans, the delivery vans. They only do claims just on those Amazon deployment, on those Amazon vehicles. We got deployments just for that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That comes from asking questions. Hey, are you working? Yeah, I'm working. I'm working over here. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that. You know, we're not talking about workers' comp yet. We haven't said nothing about workers' comp. Workers' comp is a part of independent adjusting as well. Okay. Jelani, I'm not going to do that with you. I know you came late, and I'm not going to answer this question. Okay. I'm not answering this question because I'm asking everybody if I'm going to give y'all more technical information. I need better questions than that. I answer that question on TikToks. I answer those questions on Instagram. All right. If we're going to do a scheduled call, we have to get good questions, y'all. All right. I'm an hour and a half into talking to everybody. We have to have good questions. I answer salary questions all the time. I'm not doing this right now. All right. Go back to the drawing board. Give me a better question. I'll answer. So can I share more about the Home Depot experience? Yeah. So I want to explain something to everybody because it's kind of interesting what you'll see if you open your eyes to the opportunities that our business has. So for those of y'all who are aware of Lowe's or Home Depot, in the years past, they both had construction aspects to their services. So they would install vinyl siding, they would install carpet, they would install roofing and gutters, things like that, fences, right? Well, what they did was they would do a subcontract, and the subcontractor would be a third party vendor, and there would be a local third party vendor. Let's say Home Depot gets the contract, then they would get 1, 2, 3 fences to do the fencing, right? Or they would get story carpets to do the carpet, right? But if story carpet or 1, 2, 3 fences install something improperly or it broke, Home Depot had a warranty on their fences, their roofs, their shingles, the gutters, the carpet, whatever they install. And so when the person filed a warranty claim, they needed adjusters to review the claim, review the estimate, talk to the contractor, negotiate with the contractor, and get the house repaired. Exactly what independent adjusters do. All right. And so that's how the Home Depot deployment went. It was easy, super easy job because we didn't have a policy that we had to deal with. We had a warranty contract. That was it, a little guarantee. So it was super simple, super easy, but it was a great way to stay deployed when it was slow season, because it was slow season at that time, by the way, everybody. It was 2019 going to 2020. It was having the same experience y'all having right now. 2019 didn't have a hurricane. Okay. 2019 didn't have a hurricane. So I was able to keep working because I worked for Home Depot. I was not working in an office at Home Depot, but we were off site at a site for IAs, and we were working. That's how that Home Depot thing worked. All right. So back in the career strategy. Okay. Now, if we're looking at the next 2 to 4 years, we're going to look at 4 years. Okay. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Okay. I'm going to give everybody year 1 because essentially you just get into business. Okay. You might have been doing all deployment, you might be doing a roofing deployment, a field or property deployment, whatever. And you're just in the business. You're kind of just, I wouldn't say you're on autopilot, but you're just like getting used to the money, you're getting used to the workload, so on and so forth. But what you want to begin to do as you network with people and you talk to folks and you learn about what it is they do, you need to start making some decisions about what skills do you want to learn, what income do you want to make, and where do you want to work at? Okay. Do you want to continue living in the state and the city that you live in? Do you want to go into the high 100s or get into the 200s? Do you want to, so on and so forth? Okay. You got to ask yourself those questions, and you need to begin to plan out what it is you want. So, for example, I want to get into commercial claims. Okay. I want to get into commercial claims. What should I do? Okay. I'm asking y'all that question now. If I want to get into commercial property claims, what do y'all think my next thing I should do? And please write your answer down here. What should be the next step? I want to be a commercial claims adjuster. What should I do based on what y'all think? I'm gonna get an answer in a bit. I'm gonna get to that question in a second, Mr. Campbell. Okay. I need some participation. I want to be a commercial property adjuster. What should I do? Give me your best guess. Not all at once now. Ask other IAs. Good one, but no. Figure out the qualifications of search you may need to do commercial. Hell yeah. I like that one. That's a good one. Mr. Campbell. Callie, Mr. Campbell. I got 33 people in here and 2 people answered. I'm not answering until I get 3 more answers. So y'all better get to going. I know typing a little hand sign is easy, but come on now. If I'm gonna give y'all all this, y'all gotta give me something too. Okay. Find out who does commercial and property claims. I like that one too. Come on. Artistically aspiring. I like that one. I need 2 more answers before I get the answer. The real answer. Hello. Hey, what's up, Jennifer? How you doing? Gain experience and knowledge dealing with high property losses. Go property first to gain experience. All right. So let's go through it. Thank you, Keisha. Thanks, David, artistically aspiring, Mr. Campbell, and Callie. All right. So first things first, networking. Ask other IAs. Yes. That's a good one. We need to know who's hiring, how much they're paying, right? Next one is figure out the qualifications of search you may need to go commercial. Yes, that's a big one. Find out who does commercial and property claims. That's another big one. You got to know too. Gaining experience and knowledge dealing with higher property losses. Yes and no. Go property first to gain experience. You do need to go residential property before you go commercial property. So yes, if you on the auto side and you want to work commercial property, you're gonna have to go residential property first. Elbow cough. I should be elbow coughing. I should elbow cough. I ain't got nobody in here, so I'm gonna cough the regular way. I'm gonna cough like a little kid. That's how kids be coughing. My little niece and nephew, and y'all got kids, like a little baby will just like get in your face and just be like, just cough right in your face, like, oh, what are you doing? So this is what I would say. I've done commercial property before. Here's a few things that you're gonna need. Okay, there's a few things you're gonna need on this, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. If you want to do something like that, even on the commercial auto side. Okay, one, about to say that, Shar, learn exactament, but it's not just learn exactament. All right. You want to go as far as you can in exactament. It's an exactament level 3 certification. Okay. If you really want to be bad, I'm talking about just really, really good at commercial, you need to have a strong understanding of exactament and I'm not talking about I'll put it on my resume, I'm good at exactament. You need to really know exactament. Take the time to get real training at level 1, level 2, and level 3 exactament. By the time you're considering going commercial, you have the money, okay? You have the money to invest more into your career by that point. So take some time and spend some money and get an Exactament 3 certification. Take some Exactament 3 classes. That's going to allow you to sketch at a much higher level, okay? When you're specifically, if you're doing field adjusting for commercial property, you're sketching. Oops, my bad. I got a MacBook, and so this thing is, if I do this, something should pop up. I'm trying to think, but my thumbs up, it'll make a little thumbs up sign. But anyway, you need to have a serious understanding and ability to apply what you know in Exactament when you're doing commercial claims. The next thing you need to know, and I like how y'all said Exactament, but there's another part to that. You need to learn how to interpret policy at a higher level. Okay, that takes time and experience. All right. Just handling little roof claims for $20,000, $30,000 is not good enough. You know, if you're dealing with a $5 million property, $10 million property, you're gonna have some much bigger numbers. And so it takes experience with more technical claims. It takes experience dealing with high level contractors, agents, and lawyers, right? And you have to be a very detailed adjuster, y'all. You're gonna be writing $500,000 checks. Okay, you're writing $300,000, $400,000 checks. You have to have things like your file notes have to be in order for every single claim you handle. All your file notes have to be in order, right? So you don't want to just make a huge jump from. It's not about the commercial claim. It's so much more money riding on commercial claims that all of your fundamentals in adjusting, file notes, claim handling, customer empathy, voicemails, emails, letter writing, so on and so forth, they all have to be on point. Okay. They all have to be on point, y'all. Talking to commercial adjusters, yeah. Negotiating skills, yeah. But you have to have a strong fundamental base, and that takes time. Okay. That takes time. And so that's why you need to be choosing what you want to do in year one as an independent adjuster. We have Callie here. She's 13 months into her career. Callie, me and you haven't talked in a bit, but this is for you right now. If you plan on doing this for another 2, 3, 4 years, you need to sit down specifically now before you get released, and you need to start setting aside some money for the next set of trainings and certifications you're going to be doing to get a deeper dive into skills you need for the next set of deployments you want to go into. All right. Some people want to be managers. Some people want to do commercial, right? Some people want to do, international claims, so on and so forth. You need to start setting aside money in year one so you can train for year 2, 3, and 4. The next thing I want to tell everybody is we have to skill stack. Okay. We have to skill stack. A lot of new adjusters like taking an ECTA deployment. Okay. ECTA deployments to me are like being really hungry and eating a bag of chips. Okay. Y'all getting that analogy? You're really hungry, you're eating a bag of chips. The bag of chips, all right, you ain't hungry no more, but it didn't really do what you needed to do. ECTA deployments, unfortunately, don't provide you with a lot of skills. Okay. If you find yourself on a quite simple deployment where they don't make that much money, you need to be planning to go to the next deployment, because if you stay too long in an ECTA role, it's as if you have no experience as an adjuster because you're not doing serious claim handling. Okay. So what you want to be doing as you progress in this career is you need to be gauging your own skills as an adjuster, how you talk to insurers on the phone, productivity levels, how you control calls, how you get people to do what you want them to do on the negotiating side of things, how your file notes and performance reviews are. You need to be keeping a mental note of it, or you need to be writing it down. Hey, my manager said, but this is about me 3 months ago. This is what they're saying now. You need to be asking for feedback from management, carrier management, and IA firm management. When you finish a deployment, you need to be talking to IA firm management, HR management, all the people, and finding out how well you're doing so you can gauge where you are in your career to see how you can move forward. Okay? This is going to help us build on skills. All right? Once you get past year 1.5, you should have some money in the bank. So then we have to begin to look for deployments, not just for income, but for how we can build out on skills. For example, if I know David Montero is really good on file notes and I worked with him 1.5 years ago, David, are you working right now? Hey, I'm working on this deployment here and here. How is it? It's like this and this. How's the money? Okay. As long as you do your adjuster math and it fits, the next thing you need to do is you need to be around really good adjusters. Unfortunately, everybody, we don't have training for everything. Okay. I do some training on things. Y'all know that. Some of y'all know that, but I don't do all that. So we have to go to other really good adjusters and spend time working with them. And if we can work in office with them or in the field with them, it'll be even better. My cousin Will, is amazing. He's one of the best adjusters I ever met, if not the best. He's faster than everybody I know. He's better on the phone than everybody I know. He's more thorough than everybody I know. He works harder than everybody I know. And he makes more money than every adjuster I ever met. He got a Range Rover, a Porsche. He got a big old house. He got a Benz. He was buying AP watches and Rolexes while he was on deployments. I watched him spend 30 grand on watches on a deployment with my own 2 eyes. And he's been doing it for 10 years. Amazing adjuster. Not just because he's my cousin, but because he's really that good, right? And so I got to spend time with him. My production got faster. I got better on the phone. I learned how to be more efficient in my claim handling process. So again, this goes back to networking, but we have to lean on people we want to emulate. Okay? You don't think I call Will? Hey, Will, man, so tell me how you wrote that file note. Hey, tell me how you talk to that insurer like that. How'd you get that person off the phone so fast? How are you able to take control of that call like that with an angry insurer or something like that? Right? Ask the questions when you're talking to these, when you're on deployments with people. Okay? You'll be surprised what you can glean from people if you can just shut up and listen. Ask the question and then listen. And if we do this year one and then year two, we're because now we've increased our income for a year already, we can begin to save more money, which increases our flexibility. But we're looking around to increase skill. Okay. We're looking around to increase skill. If I know I want to go commercial, it's going to be very hard for a year two adjuster to go commercial, y'all. So I'm looking at year two, year three. I need to be volunteering when I'm on property deployments. Hey, Miss Manager, Mr. Manager, if there's any large loss stuff, I want to do it. Put me in that role. A lot of people run from the difficult stuff. You got to be running to it if that's what you want to do. You don't just show up and be in commercial one day. You don't just show up and be in a manager position one day. You have to be volunteering for these things. Will it be harder? Yes. Will you be getting paid the same amount of money while it's harder? Yes. But it's going to set you up for a stronger relationship with good adjusters. It's going to set you up to build out a career based on skill, okay? Year one is all hustle. I would say even year two is a lot of hustle there. But once you get to year three and up, it's going to be based around your ability to build on skills and show your proficiency. Okay? All right. Callie. Let's read out what Callie says. Side note, don't pick up bad habits on deployments. I have supervisors that are not good leaders, so we have to choose what experience to take away. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you said that, Callie. And you're going to see that in a lot of deployments. And that's also why we don't need to stay on one carrier too long. We don't need to stay just dealing with one IA firm. We need to get a good range of experience so we know what good is and we know what bad is. I got a lot of insurance adjusters. They don't know what bad is because they only seen one type of deployment. So they're learning things in a way where, again, they're well-intentioned people. But imagine you spend 3 years working in a dysfunctional environment. You're not a good adjuster when you leave because you learned everything the wrong way, right? So does everybody understand what I'm talking about with career strategy? I'm talking about career strategy for a while now. Does this make sense? Does this make sense, what I'm telling everybody? I need hands raised. Does this make sense what I'm talking about with career strategy, how we're building out skills? Skills pay the bills, by the way. Skills pay the bills. Okay. All right. All right. All right, y'all. Is everybody getting new information? Is everybody getting new information? Am I providing value to you? Okay. Is this like my regular TikToks and IG lives and YouTube lives? Is this like normal? Are you getting a little bit more? Because I want to start doing these lives like this probably once a week. I'm going to do a replay on Sundays. All right. So everybody's getting something from it. Okay. We're at the hour and 45 mark. All right. So I told you I was going to go for 2 hours. We got 35 people in here. We got a max of 37 people. It's a lot of people on here. And I appreciate it. Your boy has been talking. Y'all give me like 15 seconds to not talk. I need to breathe. I'm exhausted, by the way, y'all. Like, y'all, your boy got these big old. Y'all remember Bebe Kids? If anybody's seen Bebe Kids, you remember when the lady was in the bathroom and she was like, "I got bags big enough. I got bags under my eyes big enough to put $50 worth of groceries in them." That's how I feel right now. I feel like I got bags big enough to put $50 worth of groceries in them. Drink some water, G. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna drink some water here in a bit. I had a bunch of mango juice. I had a bunch of mango juice earlier. And a coffee. So yeah, I'm whooped. I'm whooped right now. I'm gonna go into the next phase, y'all. Just give me like 1 second. I'm tired, boss. I am tired. All right, so we're gonna go in the last phase. All right. So I know all of y'all are not my students. Okay. I know everybody is not my students. And I know that y'all got something from this, but this is something that I want to tell everybody. Okay. This is not because I made this course. It's because I know that this is a course that can help you. Okay. If you're in a situation where you've gotten your license and you watch some video somewhere or Facebook, or your mom and them told you to come be an adjuster and you went and did it, and you're having a hard time on what next steps to take, the roadmap to becoming an independent adjuster helps with all that. Okay. I'm going to be super clear with you. Again, it ain't because it's me. I'm telling you from 3 years of experience of teaching this. I created this in October 2020. I have been on 22 deployments. I worked all over the United States. I've lived in 15 cities. I was adjusting back when it wasn't no black people for real. I was adjusting back when it wasn't no young people for real. I was adjusting before remote deployments were a thing. Okay. So, and I've been in insurance since 2008. I've been in the insurance industry since 2008. I started selling insurance in 2008 as an Allstate agent. And I say all that to say this. The system and the process that I have created has changed hundreds of people's lives over the last 3 years. This course has over 155 5-star ratings. 3,000 people have taken this course. My highest earning student has made $283,000 in the last 12 months. He shot me a DM. This is how crazy this is. This student sent me a DM trying to sell me something his sister was making, and he wound up becoming my student. He hit me up 3 months in. He was like, "Hey, Steve, I want you to know, man, I'm working this deployment, blah, 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 blah." And then he didn't say anything to me for a long time. And he hit me up. He said, "Steve, I want you to know I did $283,000 in 12 months." I had another guy down here in Brazil. I met him. He used to be a scammer. He was a scammer. Okay. I was skateboarding, and he said, "Steve," and I'm like, "Don't nobody call my name like that down here in Brazil. Don't nobody know me like that to say my name like that." And so he said, "Steve, what's up, man? I follow you on Twitter, bro." I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And he found out I did adjusting. He became my student. $75,000 in 1 month. He did. Okay. He's made 6 figures this year already. I have so many testimonials that I can't name them all. I can't share them all on social media. Okay. I can literally I can't, because it's just too many. I have so many testimonials. I'm gonna go find some for y'all. I have so many testimonials just from this course alone that I just can't post them all. Where are they at? Here they are. Here's some. I'm gonna show y'all some. Oops, where are we at? I'm gonna show y'all some testimonials real quick. If you have never taken my course, I'm gonna show you now. Okay. Entire screen, allow. This is just some testimonials from people, and let's just find one here. Here's one. The amount of money I made from 2 weeks of insurance adjusting. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure I can see this. All right, y'all can see it. So here we are. It's a 2-week paycheck. $3,200 net pay. Oops, let's go to the next one. Let's check another one. Not sure how lucrative it is, but insurance adjuster on the logistics injury as well, blah, blah, blah. Check out Stephen Storey. Forever thankful for you. Never would have thought a license without a degree needed could open the doors to so many adventures for me. Wouldn't have wasted my time on a damn degree. In 5 months, and I'm on track to make at least $95,000 a year. I mean, $95,000 in 5 months. All right. Stephen Storey is doing great work. Man, this insurance adjusting thing has changed my life. This is one of my students. I haven't even started this deployment, and it just feels good to have people calling me to work. All right. Let's keep going. I bought a lot of courses. None of them have made me $15,000 in 45 days. I've worked every day since I've done this deployment. All right. This is another one talking about their family, right? You bringing families together. Thank you, man. Hey, Steve, I got confirmed for a desk job in Irving, Texas, $37.50, 6x10 as a complete beginner. I've been waiting to say this. I will start my first deployment on Monday. All thanks to you and the supporters in the group. Y'all, 3.5 weeks, $11,284. I can do this all day, y'all. I can do this all day. All right. I have hundreds of those types of testimonials with people changing their lives. Okay. You all have the ability to do the same thing. Every single person here, every single person that's on those testimonials was here in your position. Okay. What would $11,000 every 3.5 weeks do for somebody? What would $3,000 a week do for you right now? You got to answer. These are not things for you to answer right now. These are things for you to see and think about. Okay. What would you and your mother and your brother and your cousin making $10,000 a month do for your family? Okay. What would the ability to support your family in a different way, whether it's your spouse, your child, your brother, your sister, whatever it is? Okay. What would that do for you and how it makes you feel? What would it do for your ego, your pride, your self-esteem? How would that feel for you? How would life be? What would your day-to-day be like if you could do $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month? These are all rhetorical questions. I don't want you to answer that. Okay, let's keep going. Steve, what process did he put in place to be efficient enough to earn $280,000? It's a great question. He followed the roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster. He did his networking. And he did exactly what I told him to do. All right. There's a whole process about getting hired. I explained in the roadmap course. I have not explained here. All right. Now, granted, he was a field adjuster, everybody. This is not a desk adjuster. By the way, this was not a desk adjuster. Okay. He was a field adjuster. He built out. He did his networking. He built skills out. All right. He got certifications, got his licenses, and he put in the work. He put in the work. Lie with those adjusters. Dave, what are you talking about? So what exactly is in the road map to become an independent insurance adjuster? It's not a book, by the way. It's not a book, it's a course. I'm glad you asked, Shar. Let's talk about it. So let's go into it. What is inside the roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster? I think some of y'all like visual learners. You don't want to look at my face all the time. So let's go have a look at it. Let's go pull it up. And I'm going to tell you what's inside. Boom. All right. Where are we at? All right. So what I try to do, can y'all see this? Everybody see that? Yeah, y'all can all see that. All right. So what is all in there? So first of all, we have 6 modules. We have 6 modules designed to be a step-by-step guide on how to get hired and work year-round. All right. This is the meat and potatoes. This is the meat and potatoes of the course. You got 6 modules. In those modules, you have to do homework. All right. My course is not a study and take a test course. It is a study and do until you get the desired result, and then you do it again. You need the result again. Right. So it's 6 modules designed to be a step-by-step guide on how to get hired and work year-round. From there, something that a lot of people don't have is a list of IA firms. Okay, we've got over 120 IA firms there. And with that ability, With those IA firms, we got something else that's another bonus on the back end of that. We have an example of a catastrophe fee schedule. This is something that you need to make yourself familiar with if you plan on being a field adjuster. All right, course glossary, everybody has that. I have a mini course based around how you can set your resume up as an independent adjuster. The resume that you have, that little black and white Times New Roman font with the 12 font Times New Roman, whatever, that ain't gonna work. I explain how to set up a resume that stands out and helps you get hired. Hundreds of my students have used it and it has helped them get hired. Seasons of independent insurance adjusting. Well, we had a slow season. What should we do next? The answer is right there in the seasons of independent insurance adjusting. Any time of the year that you open this up, you can know where your opportunities lie based on weather and insurance carrier needs. The seasons of independent insurance adjusting, that mini course goes over that. Okay. Make sure y'all can see this. The next thing is the private Discord group, which we've already talked about. Let's go have a look at it again. Boom. Private adjuster group. All these things are in here. All right. We're going over all kind of stuff. Y'all seen it for yourself. Okay. People are in here talking to one another, enjoying themselves, networking, and learning more about how to be an adjuster. Inside this group, we got 1,600 people in there. All right, let's go have a look. Oh, no, it doesn't say it right here, but I can see it because I'm a administrator on this one. But yeah, these are all these people in here that are sharing all kind of information that you need as an IA. All right, these people. So it's not just Stephen that's helping out. We got a whole lot of other people in there that are helping out as well. All right, and they're not all new adjusters. It's a lot of adjusters that got some experience in here as well. All right, so from there, oops, that's not it. From there, we got, what was I looking for? I was looking for something I forgot. Y'all. I got distracted with this beeping on my watch. But long story short, that's all what's inside the roadmap course. All right. I have a link to buy this course in the description of this webinar. My bad, y'all. My bad. I am sleepy and I am getting a little tired. Where is it at? Let me get the link in here real quick. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Boom. Questions about the roadmap? Anybody got a question about the roadmap? Question about anything? As I go back to, where is it at? Where is the link? Here's the link. All right, there we go. My bad, y'all. Your boy got distracted. Roadmap. How often can you jump back and forth between desk, remote, and field? As many times as you want to. Okay. As many times as you want, you can jump back and forth. Okay. Questions. Anybody have any questions? I'm at the 2-hour mark. Okay. I have this roadmap course. Where is it at? Boom, right here. That's where you can get a roadmap course at right there. For those of y'all who are interested, I have told y'all all about it. Okay, you got the Discord group, you got all the mini courses, you got the 5-star ratings, you got all these student success stories. If you are ready, it's time. Okay, it's time to take some action. Okay, you click that link right there, or you can go to the description on YouTube, the description down below this video, click on it and just scroll all the way down and click the link on the bio. Click there and not click the link in the bio. No, click the link in the description and get it. Keisha, Joseph, if you're not my student, you should do it. You should become my student. All right. Again, y'all, this is me teaching y'all off of this. I taught y'all off of this. All right. I teach much better with my slides. I just didn't happen to have them because I had some difficulties. Right. So I taught y'all off of these 3 little notes I did. My roadmap course is a whole lot more straightforward. We got a much bigger set of information on there. So I think that if you have not got it, you need to get it. And I think that, I can open the floor to questions. Who has questions, comments, concerns about anything we talked about tonight? Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all want to see some more testimonials? We got all kind of people that have gotten into this business. All kinds of people got in this business and done extremely well for themselves. Yeah, I can keep showing y'all some testimonials now if y'all want now. Y'all just let me know what y'all want to see. Shar, thank you. I appreciate it. Would you do a lot with those students of yours that achieve those incomes you mentioned? It depends. Some of those students are working. They don't have time to talk to me. I have done video. The one that did $283,000. If I go to my YouTube, you will see him there. Okay, you will see him there. I don't interview everybody who makes, everybody don't want to. Some people like to share it with me, but they don't like to talk about it so much on camera. I'm the guy who does the stuff on camera. Everybody else isn't. Okay. But yeah, so roadmap to becoming an independent insurance adjuster. Y'all, it's a great way to start. There will not be any holiday deals, Elijah Barber. I sent an email out 2 weeks ago, and I said, this is the last chance to get this course at this price before price increase. I made an email about it. I ran a sale. I did Black Friday. Did some amazing Black Friday sales. That is it. It is done. Okay. There will be no deals. Okay. You're not going to see any deals from me for a long time. All right. Why? The reason why, Elijah Barber, is because people who pay attention. People who don't pay do not pay attention, unfortunately. Okay. And what I have found is that people who pay usually get results, right? And so they don't pay, they don't get any results. I want people to get results. I don't want my courses, gathering dust and just like nobody using them, right? And so because of that, what I've learned as a teacher, right, is that you get somebody a course for $30, $40, $50. They don't care. They don't even open the course. That's a good idea. And it goes in and out of their mind. When they pay what they need to pay, they immediately take action because they take it serious. Okay. Do you know how much it costs to be an adjuster? It costs $1,000 between licensing and so on and so forth. From there, if you don't have a way to get hired, you're going to waste away. You're going to waste time buying a whole bunch of licenses for no reason and doing all this doing whatever you see on Facebook. And you're not going to have a repeatable process, right? And so you didn't spend the money, but now you're wasting all this time. I'm helping you save time. If we can save time, let's look at it this way. So if you buy the course, let's say you buy the course $297, by the way. Say you buy the course, you spend $297 and you get hired in, let's say 8 weeks. Okay. And somebody else who got licensed the same time you did got hired in, let's say 20 weeks, right? So 8 minus 20 is 12. So you're going to earn, let's do $2,300. $2,300 every week for 12 weeks. So because one did one thing, the other did another thing, I froze. Dang, I froze. My bad. Thanks, Callie. I had my phone. Do not disturb. My bad. Let's do some math real quick. So 12 times 2,300 is 12 times 2,300. $27,600. So because you didn't spend $297 and learn a real process, it cost you $27,600 because that was the opportunity cost from you getting hired at week 8 or getting hired in week 20. Is my course worth $27,000 in lost time? Yes or no? No, it is not. No, $27,000 is a lot of money to waste. $297 is quite cheap. $297 to speed up the process or waste $27,000 trying to do it your way. Okay. 27 grand is a nice car. $27,000 is a beautiful wedding, a beautiful honeymoon. $27,000 is a remodeled kitchen. Okay. $27,000 is an amazing watch, right? Like amazing jewelry. It's a nice diamond engagement ring. Like you can get some amazing things for 27 grand. So that's something to think about. Our opportunity cost is much higher than the cost that we have for buying the course, right? So Again, now is the time to get this course. If you like what I'm talking about, I got a whole lot more inside where we're going to be using this to get where we're trying to go. What are some of the more unique types of claims that you know about? If you were paying attention, I talked about insurance adjusters that have to get helicopter licenses to handle claims because you fly to really remote places. You got marine claim, like claims where you like going in marinas and like hopping in and scuba diving and stuff like that to do inspection. You see warranty claims, pet claims, jewelry claims, vandalism, water mitigation. You got a lot of mold stuff. All the international claims can be quite interesting. It really depends on you. Depends on you what you find unique. Can IAs work themselves into management roles in an IA firm or field trainers on deployments? This is the thing. It's only everybody understand. There's a reason why we stay IAs and we don't all become managers. Because, for example, management roles in an IA firm, you make less money than you would as an IA. All right. Field trainers on deployments. Again, you make, let's say 15% more than an IA, and you got way more responsibility because you got the insurers and you got to deal with IAs, or you can just deal with insurers. So there's some benefit to going into management, but it's not like a huge ton of management. Like, for example, at State Farm, if you're an IA manager at State, if you're IA that becomes a manager over other IAs, the IAs are making $36 an hour, you're making $40 an hour. So with that being said, roles don't really mean as much as they would in other careers. It don't mean as much at all. With that being said, okay. Yo, I'm tired. But it's okay. I'm gonna keep pushing through. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Yo, if you're trying to get a roadmap to become an insurance adjuster, click the link right here. Click this link. It's in the description as well. All right. Go through, put your information in. Once you put your information in, it's going to send you a link to the roadmap course. You click on it. Click, I want this. Bam, you got access to it. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. I allotted 2 hours to this. Y'all have been an amazing crew so far. Wherever y'all got the link from, y'all can always shoot me a DM. Y'all can always shoot me a message. All right. I understand you might be running to go get your credit card right now. I understand that, hey, I get paid tomorrow. Hey, listen, I want to drive this point home, right? How long are you going to keep trying to do things your way? How long are you going to keep trying to just glean information? All right. One thing I've learned about experience is that experience is expensive. And I don't mean in money, I mean in time. Okay. To gain experience, we have to burn up a lot of time. All of us don't have time to waste continuing to be in the same position income-wise that we're currently in, right? We don't have that kind of time. We got things we got to be doing, right? And so you have to challenge yourself and say, you know what, look, I'm doing it my way. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a new career, but I can't keep doing it like this. I got to do it the way I know that works, right? I got to be a part of something that is a for sure thing. I got to have some strong guarantees in this, right? And that's where the roadmap comes in at. All right. So Steve H. So if you're director of CAD operations at State Farm, it's better to be an IA. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. If you're director of CAD operations at State Farm, that means you're staff. That means you're a staff adjuster and you're probably doing okay for yourself. All right. You're not like, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Director of CAD operations at State Farm, you are a staff adjuster for State Farm. All right. That job role, director of CAD operations at State Farm, you are a staff adjuster. If that's what you're doing, that's what you are right now, Steve H. Stay there. Do that. Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna really on deployments. You're gonna see IAs be managers over teams, right? You'll see IAs that are over deployments. But when you start talking about director of cat operations, all that stuff, no, you're working. You got a whole different role. You're not an IA no more. You're doing something completely different. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Did everybody get something from this? If you got something from this, raise your hand. If you got something from this, raise your hand as we wrap this up. All right. If you got something from it, raise your hand, y'all. Come on. Don't get all quiet on me now. Don't get all shy on me now. If you got something from it, raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. I hope everybody, if you learned something that you never heard of before, raise your hand. All right. If you learned something from this, raise your hand. Okay. If you plan on taking action on what I said, raise your hand. I need to know who's going to take action. Who's just write notes to write notes? Okay. Who is going to use this to dominate in 2024? Are you confident in what the information I've given you is going to allow you to win in 2024? Raise your hand. All right. Who is going to commit to winning? All right. Who is going to commit to dominating in 2024? Okay. Who's going to do it? All right. Who is going to push themselves? All right. Who's going to have their highest income in 2024? Come on now. Who is going to have their highest income they ever had in 2024? It's there, y'all. It's there. If now we've got our mindsets now, right? So, like we said, we already said for our finances, we already wrote down our notes what our plans are for finances. We got our plans down for networking. We got our plans down for career strategy, right? Now it's time to dominate. Now it's time to commit to the plan. Okay. All right. Do y'all know what success is? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, as told by Earl Nightingale. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Now, what does that mean, progressive realization? Progressive realization means that we're taking a step each day towards becoming successful. So if we have set our goal and we are progressively realizing that goal, we can become successful today. So in this call, in the last 2 hours and 12 minutes, all of us who have committed to a goal, we have defined the goal that we want, and now we're going towards that goal. Now we have all become successful today. All right. Tonight we are successful because we're progressively realizing a worthy ideal. Is it a worthy ideal for you to make more income in 2024? Is it a worthy ideal to become a better person at your job? Is it a better idea? Is it a worthy ideal for you to be a great coworker, a great colleague that's going to help other people get hired so they can help you get hired as well? And for you to be a good steward over your money so you can increase income and keep the money you have and take care of your money, take care of your tax law and stuff. Are those worthy ideals? Yes. And so we have the steps needed to progressively realize that goal, guys. We're successful. We are all successful adjusters already over these last 2 hours of what we learned today and what we plan on taking into action tonight and tomorrow and the days to come. All right. If I don't talk to you before then, I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you before after that, I hope y'all have a Happy New Year. My name is Stephen Storey. I appreciate all y'all. Remember, you are only one deployment away. You are only one deployment away. Paris, I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to get out of here. What's stress level like? If you make $120,000 a year, $130,000 a year, $150,000 a year, you're going to earn every dollar of it. That's how stressful it is. Okay? You're going to earn this money. It can be quite stressful. All right? With that being said, everybody, I hope y'all have a great night, a good morning. I hope you have a great rest of y'all's week. All right? Get the roadmap. Get the roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster, y'all. Is an amazing tool for all of you to use to increase your income in 2024, guys. I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for participating. Hope y'all have a great night. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All right. And I'll talk to y'all soon.